Hey guys, what's up? So today you're going to be learning a little bit more about me because I was tagged in the 25 Bookish Facts About Me tag by Jules from Page by Page, and I'll link her channel down below. That way you guys can check her out because she's so amazing and I love her so much. So 25 bookish facts. These were really hard to come up with, not gonna lie. I had to go and watch a couple of other videos to get some ideas as to where I could go with this. Let's just get started. I always have to take the dust jacket off of my hardcover books before I read them. It's like this pet peeve that I have. I can't get them dirty, I can't get them crumpled up. I've talked more about that in my BookTube newbie tag video. For those of you who've checked it out, you know what I'm talking about. I actually read Lady Midnight in less than 2 days. I was on spring break and I had time, and in case you guys don't know, Lady Midnight is this gigantic 668 page beast. The only time I have ever listened to an audiobook of any kind was when I was in my senior year of high school and I had to read Their Eyes Were Watching God, but the southern dialect in it just wasn't cooperating in my brain. Like, I couldn't read it without tripping over my words. And so I had to get, I searched on YouTube for this free audiobook and I found one, but it was going so slowly that I got bored and started reading City of Heavenly Fire instead. Hi. What are you doing? You wanna say hi? Okay, ready. Oh, this is Maverick. For those of you who don't know, which is all of you, he's Maverick. He wants to get down. Okay. Took a lot of strength. He's our English Springer Spaniel, and he's so adorable. Oh, you just knocked my camera. Alternatively, the only time I've ever read an ebook was when I read The Fault in Our Stars. The first time I read it, I didn't cry. I don't know why, but then we had some free time in class one day, and so I literally read like half the book, and when I got to the part, I started tearing up and had to go to the bathroom. I'm literally having to do this with my dog down there. 97% of the time, I prefer hardcover over paperback. Sometimes I'll buy paperback, but only 3% of the time. Only 3%. I own nearly 2 full copies of The Mortal Instruments, and a third is on its way. Addiction? I think yes. As of like a week ago, I've decided that I'm mostly gonna buy all my books online because the overhead at Barnes & Noble is insane. Like, you could go in there and get An Ember in the Ashes for $19.95, but online it's $11 and they don't price match. I have The Lord of the Rings and I really want to read it, but the one time I tried to read it, I fell asleep at this part where either Merryweather or Pippin was in the woods, or they both were, and nothing was happening, and it was just really descriptive and I fell asleep. When I'm reading, I can't eat or drink anything because either I'll get too distracted or I'll drop something on the book. I can't listen to music when I read because I get too distracted and lost in the music. Not even scores of movies, like not even that. I get distracted and it's bad. When someone asks me what to get me for my birthday, my #1 answer is always books. I never lend out any of my books to anybody, mostly because none of my friends care enough to ask. I only recently just started writing notes when I'm reading books for BookTube, but most of the time I realize I get too involved in the book and even forget to write my notes. I'll only talk to a stranger reading in public if I notice that he or she is reading anything by Cassandra Clare. Other than that, I don't really approach anybody. I've only recently learned that rearranging my bookshelf is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, ever. In addition to that, making this list of bookish facts was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. I love it when I see a map in a book, but when I'm reading, I'm never able to go back and put a name of a place with the placement on the map, so I just kind of forget that it's there, and when I'm done with the book, I flip open to the map, and I'm like, yep, don't remember where any of this stuff is, but it's great to have. This one's a spoiler for Clockwork Princess, and it's very, very vague, but if you don't want to know anything about that book before you go into it, please mute right now. Just skip over to 19 when you see the number 19 come up. Clockwork Princess is the only book I ever bawled my eyes out when I read. Bawled. In tears. You could probably still see the tear tracks in this book. In the epilogue especially. The epilogue just killed me. I can't do it. If I had to pick a book boyfriend, my first choice would be Will Herondale, my second would be Simon Lewis, and then my third is nobody else. I love Jace, but he doesn't make the list. After reading a book, I make it a priority to get some kind of fandom merchandise from that book. Right now I'm reading The Raven Cycle, and I know exactly what I'm gonna get, and when I get it, I'll let you guys know. The only books that I ever don't finish are books that I have to read for school. The Russian Revolution, a very short introduction by S.A. Smith. Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Dr. Zhivago by Boris Pasternak. The French Revolution, a very short introduction by William Doyle. A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Actually, I did read this whole thing in my freshman year of high school, but when I had to reread it for college last semester, I said no, and I SparkNoted it while I read Lady Midnight. College, What It Was, Is, and Should Be by Andrew Del Banco. No. In addition to the last fact, I tend to SparkNote the books I have to read for school, and then actually read the books that I really enjoy. My least favorite book that I've ever read was An American Tragedy by Theodore something, or he had Theodore in his name, I can't remember, but it was super long, the words were super tiny, and it was for school. You can probably see a pattern here with books I don't like to read. My first ever copy of City of Bones that I own is cracked at the spine, and whenever you try to open it, it flips automatically to the chapter about the Hotel du Mort. Like, I'm not even joking with you. Just wait. Nope. Oh, no. The Hotel du Mort. I didn't crack the spine of that book, my sister Amanda did, and every time I open it or any other book she's damaged, I make sure she feels my wrath. So that's it for the 25 bookish facts about me tag. Thank you so much, Jules, for tagging me in this. It was so much fun coming up with these, even though it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I only have really one person that I want to tag, and that's Bailey from Bailey Reads, just because she's the only one that I can think of at the moment, because I just talked to her on Instagram this morning, and I love her videos, and she's just starting out like me. So I'll link her channel down below, and go give her some love. So yeah, that's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment if you share any of the same facts about yourself that I do, or if you just want to comment on something. I'm free to talk to anybody. Subscribe if you want to see updates on my channel. My name's Ashley, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!